Among the factions making up the world of X-Defiant, none can rival the raw utility of DedSec. Their arsenal of gadgets can make or break a win for your team, but only if you use them wisely. Join us as we go over their traits and abilities in our faction rundown of DedSec. Renowned as technical geniuses and a constant thorn in the side of the oppressive corporate tyranny, 3 new faces from their ranks joined the fight in X-Defiant: Sebastian, Gia, and Jing. A not-so-new face to the series also returns to accompany our motley crew during their fight.
You won! What a treat for you!
DedSec's unique passive trait is called Fabricator. After a device is deployed, the Fabricator prints a new one for you to use. This means you won't have to be too stingy about using your mines and grenades. Using them will briefly place them on a cooldown, after which you'll be able to use them again. There are 2 abilities at DedSec's disposal: Hijack and Spiderbot. Hijack allows you to hack enemy deployed abilities and make them your own. This means you'll be able to turn the tables on the enemy as they try to push their advantages and snag the win. The Spiderbot just might be your new best friend in a fight, but maybe don't get too close. Once deployed, the Spiderbot will target and facehug the nearest foe, essentially stunning them. This can help you even the odds if you find yourself in a tough position. DedSec's Ultra is called Lockout. Lockout prevents enemies from using their abilities and ultras within a large area of effect. Be careful where and how you use it though. Activating the Ultra takes time, so secure yourself a safe spot to set up before to initiate it. There's a lot to take in here, so let's talk game plan so you have a few ideas on how to use DedSec's toolkit. The Fabricator passive is a truly invaluable part of your arsenal. Having a cooldown on your device means you can stay in the fight longer instead of looking for a reload. It also means you'll have an easier time thwarting or defending against the enemy. For example, playing DedSec and taking a proximity mine as your device means you can consistently lock down objective points or flanking positions for your team. Now let's revisit your new best friend, the Spiderbot. You might often find enemies stacking up on an objective, making it harder to push onto without some assistance. What you need is a distraction. Before pushing onto the objective, pop your Spiderbot onto the field. This means they can jump into action to disable one enemy while you focus down the other. Now that's what I call teamwork. Speaking of teamwork, let's see what you can do with DedSec when your enemies finally cobble some together. Mag barriers dropped by Phantoms and Libertad's El Vermidio will allow the enemy to hold the line as you advance through the map. Using the Hijack ability will allow you to flip the tables on them and turn each of their abilities to your advantage. What once was a dug-in enemy foxhole has become a bastion of safety for your team. Let's assume Hijack isn't enough. Your enemy is dug in and they've been holding back your team's advance on an escort map. It's time to use Lockout and secure the win. Disabling the enemy from using their ultras and abilities might just tip the scales enough for your team to push the payload the last few steps across the finish line. These are just a few ways that you can utilize DedSec and their abilities, and it should help you get started with a few ideas of your own. Share some of the ways you're using DedSec with us and others by tagging @PlayXDefiant on Twitter and using the hashtag #FactionRundown. If you're still having some trouble with this faction, join our Discord, where players are actively helping others and discussing competitive aspects of the game. That's it for our faction rundown though. Good luck out there, and welcome to DedSec.